We're gonna do a little bit of a gambling special, so I invited some friends who have a little bit more gambling knowledge than I do. So we got Andy Makoviak,
Hi,
who
everybody.
is just around smart guy, kind of a gamer into gambling, and then we have Andy Ward, who is far as people I know, kind of like the gambling expert amongst our group. Definitely the gambling expert amongst the fantasy football league. So um, we're going to Vegas, as we mentioned before. We're going to watch the Bengals play, and the fear is, you spend all the money to fly out there, you buy the expensive Las Vegas tickets. Uh, right now, the excitement level is super high, but then, you know, being a Bengals fan, I know what it's like to get the rug pulled out from under me. So I'm starting to think, how can I hedge? What can I do so that if we lose, maybe I go away a loser as a fan, but maybe I come away as a winner with a little bit more uh, money in my pocket. So initially, I thought, prop bets and, leverage things, but then, talking a little bit earlier, Andy seems to think that somehow the Raiders might actually win, and that might be a good bet. But what kind of do you?
I'm sorry, what?
I was just gonna say, we were talking about the game itself, and you thought maybe the Raiders might be a good bet,
Oh,
just
yeah.
generally. How
So,
would you play that?
okay, so you could play that. Um, right now, I'm seeing they're only getting 1 point. So, 1 point means if you take them plus one, um, the only way that 1 point matters is if they lose by 1 point, and then you just get your money back on your bet. Or you can bet what's called the money line. And on the money line, um, you may not get quite as good of odds, but it's going to be pretty close. So right now, let's see. It's just about even money anyway. So you can take them plus one. A lot of times they just have a money line. So you basically be betting even money on the
Yeah.
Raiders. And being at home against Cincinnati, I would have thought the Raiders would be favored by maybe 2 points. So I think it's a little off. I would probably bet the
Okay.
Raiders. Yeah.
Yeah. So, would you do any of these alternate spreads?
Okay. Those are kind of weird. I typically do not mess with the alternate spread stuff. Um,
All those numbers, though, isn't that enticing?
some of them are kind of fun. Now, if you want to have a little bit of fun here, so
Yeah.
if you're looking for an emotional hedge,
Right.
maybe you could bet the Raiders like minus like 14 points. So if they beat the crap out of the Bengals, let's see here.
Yeah.
You can bet $100 to
Because
win $450 on the Raiders minus 13.5.
yeah.
Maybe not the worst bet.
Hmm.
Um, I don't play those because I just don't think the odds are quite good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh, You know, so I was gambling a little bit, and I always did these alternate lines. I'd love to do parlays, and it didn't take long, and I ran out of money to gamble with, so I kind of stopped. So maybe based on that experience and kind of your bar, it seems like you're leaning. Like if you were to bet, you would probably just bet maybe the money line on the Raiders, and
Yeah.
it being kind of like, and
Although,
that wouldn't be.
yeah. Although I just was thinking like if you wanted all the glory, what you should
Mhm.
probably do is you could bet the Raiders alternate line like plus 3.5. Take the hook. And that's minus 165. So you bet $165 to win
Mhm.
100. Then you can double whammy. As a Bengals fan, if the Bengals win by 3, you just double whammy that because you win your bet and the Bengals win.
I see.
Ah,
the Raiders minus 3.5 or plus 3.5?
You want to take the Raiders plus 3.5.
Okay, I got you. So
Does that make sense?
Yeah. So try to find an alternate line where there's a possibility that maybe the Bengals win and the bet still wins.
Yeah, there you go.
It would be okay. Taking notes, Josh?
Oh yeah. I mean, I might
You can
take
go as high as you want on that.
the 2 touchdown, or would you say if you bet 100, you get 450? Is that what it is, or?
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you take the Raiders minus, so that means the Raiders would blow out the Bengals, and you can bet 100 and get 450. There's all sorts of goofy ways, but I mean,
what happens if
and
the Bengals blow out the Raiders? What about the positive aspect? Is there any good bets that way?
you could do that. Yeah, it's the same thing going the other way. But the whole idea would be is to bet the Raiders, right? And then if the Bengals blow them out, you're still happy, maybe.
My idea. Josh is more of a, well, of course we're going to win. It's just a matter of how much we're going to win by.
No, I mean I've already told you that I think we're going to lose, but that's basically based off of me being like a jinx, because I feel like the last, I don't know, like 6 games I've been to, they lost, so it's like, I don't know, but did you never know?
Yeah. Okay. So on this page, then, what is the best bet?
Well, if I wanted a good bet, I like the props. So you mentioned that you wanted to talk about props possibly.
Yeah. So what should we talk about with the props? Which quarterback, running back, wide receiver?
Okay. Once again, this isn't fun necessarily, but I like betting unders when it comes to props.
Yeah.
So like Darren Waller's 6.5 catches is a good under.
Yeah, I remember distinctly that he used to rake doing this, and the only time it really hurt him was when Tom Brady threw 50 touchdowns, and he kept betting the under because he can't possibly keep throwing 3 touchdowns a game.
That's right. It was the 16-0 year, right?
Yep.
Where I was when I
yeah, you took a bath.
Yeah,
I remember that one.
yeah, I crushed.
How do you do that?
I crushed
Do
sportsbook.
you keep the dollar amount up then, or do you just bet the same amount every time?
I bet a certain portion of my bankroll.
Okay.
So, like, I'm really heavily into fantasy sports. I pay 2% of my bankroll per lineup or something. So I usually only bet a portion.
How many lineups do you play a week then?
I don't know. I got about 10 different lineups going right now for basketball night.
Okay, so you do like all sports then?
Oh
Just
yeah,
football?
the 3 majors like football, basketball, baseball.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I don't want to ask too much about your strategy because rumor is that you make a pretty fair amount doing that. But
I've done all right.
yeah. So okay. So you're thinking like unders. So unders is a way to go because okay. So we established this earlier. I'm what
There's
is
a
considered
couple. Yeah,
score.
there's a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
So the lines are a little inflated because everybody likes to bet the overs. And then
Right.
this seems weird, but especially for football, like there's like a 1 in 20 chance you're going to win your under just because the guy gets hurt. So you incorporate that in your thought of like how often you're going to win in the long run.
That's a gambling nerd right there. 1 in 20 shot. Changing his perspective.
So that then, is it a good strategy to just look at unders with good odds then? So like Hunter Renfrow under 5.5 receptions, that's paying plus 100.
Yeah, you bet
So
100 to win 100, and it's at 5.5.
5.5 adds up to 88 receptions in a 16-game season. Has Hunter Renfrow ever caught 88 touches?
He's seeing a lot more action lately because
I felt like he was on pace
teammate-
before, right?
Yeah, Renfrow, that might be a pretty fair line. But I mean, like I said, if I had to bet it, I would bet the under. But
Well,
let's see here.
I feel like it should have gone up, right? Because one of their players gotten in trouble, and one of their main receivers.
Oh, yeah.
Ruggs.
Yeah.
Yep. And that's why it's a little higher. I mean, Hunter Renfrow's last 3 games, he's gone 7 catches each game. So that would hit the over each of the last 3. The reason the Waller has only gone over 6.5 two times this year. But you have to pay 150 to win 100 rather than 100. So it's
Yeah. I like, okay, so being a square, I like the Hunter Renfrow over because he's the exact kind of receiver the Bengals suck at guarding. They struggle with slot receivers and tight ends and running backs.
okay.
Like covering it. So, and this is an interesting way to do it because you got the over. So, of course, the over at 135 to 100. So I hate not getting at least even odds. Maybe this is why I'm
right. Yeah. See here. Touchdown passes. I wonder if they have that. That was another one of my favorites.
Yeah.
See, QB props. Passing TD.
Do you see this being like a high-scoring game or a low-scoring game?
I think it's probably pretty high. Although it's tough to say. What's the over-under? Like probably 49?
Are you saying like high would be
I thought it was
like
49.5.
49.5. Okay.
49.
Yeah, 49.5.
That seems fair. I mean, these teams are kind of sounds weird. They're both teams are pretty much average at everything.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you say like average defenses on both sides? I'd say the Bengals' offense is pretty good, though. I'd say they're a little above average in offense. See here.
Potential wise, but I don't know. Last few weeks they've looked pretty average. The previous weeks they've looked above average, so it's sort of I feel like they're like a young team, right? They have talent to be above average, but I think that they're going to be, I guess, more variance, right?
Oh, they're averaging 6 yards a play. That's 4th in the league. Same with Vegas. So this should be pretty high scoring. I like yards per play. One of my favorite stats to figure that out. So, I mean, both teams are moving the ball pretty well. Vegas defense is probably a teensy bit better than Cincinnati. And they're at home. That's why I think they should probably be a slight favorite. Let's see here. They have over-under passing touchdowns at 1.5 for each quarterback.
Yeah, for each quarterback.
And you have to pay a lot to take the over.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not sure I like that. Because I think
the
over should probably be favored there. Anything else? Let's see. I was looking up Joe Mixon.
What about Joe Burrow interceptions? if you're looking to hedge, right?
Yeah.
If the Bengals get beat,
that's a really good one.
Over is 1 interception or more is minus 110. Almost even odds.
Yeah. I feel like he's throwing an interception in the game this year.
Yeah, I don't mind that one.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty safe bet.
I like to bet unders, but that's not bad. Raiders' corners are pretty good too, so it's like, yeah, sure.
Okay.
trying to
We'll
find-
make a note of that. I'm gonna put
Good call, Andy Mack.
Yeah, I like that a lot, actually. That's, yeah.
Well, again, if you're looking to emotionally hedge here, I don't think the Bengals are that likely to lose if he doesn't turn the ball over too much.
True.
That is a good point.
And I still can see them winning even if he has a pick. Not sure if he throws multiple, but if he has one, I think we can get over it. But
especially it's so low, like that's a good hedge, right?
That is a good one. And yeah,
and then you're not really betting on the lose, and you can still root for him to win, even if he's slinging it around, right?
Right.
And I mean, the last game he threw. I mean, I guess you guys remember the Browns scoring that touchdown, that pick six, so that hit immediately
on the first drive. Yeah.
Okay, so you were talking about Joe Mixon.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, his prop for catches is 2.5. I guess they have been throwing him the ball more lately. I feel like he never catches the ball. They just don't throw to the running backs very much.
2.5. So he would have to essentially get 3 catches then, right?
Yeah. Last couple games they've thrown to him some, but
yeah, that one's actually kind of tough. I feel like because I've noticed they've kind of leaned towards Pirine on third down.
Right.
I think kind of to save Mixon as well. But
that's why. Yeah, I'm with you. I thought that was a good under, but the last few games they've thrown to him. Maybe it's because they were playing from behind too. So I don't know. I love the Burrow interception though. That's a great idea because that's one where you can win the bet and the Bengals can win still. Right.
Do they have like missed field goals as well?
I like that. Special teams props.
Oh, yeah. The defense and special team prop.
I don't see any.
No, they don't have a missed field goals one that I see.
They have kicking points, field goals made, PATs made, longest field goal.
I guess that's too much of a gamble even for Vegas, huh? Like you just never know with kickers. They would have lost. I wonder how much they would have lost on that Bengals Packers game where there was like 5 missed field goals back to back.
Oh, geez.
to back.
So for a game like this, does the website usually have as much like prop bets as like a live casino, or like if we're in Vegas, are we gonna be able to find someplace that's doing like missed field goals, or is that like a?
I don't think that's a hard one to find, but you should find plenty of prop bets.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna find You can find those bets for like games like the Super Bowl, or they have everything you can bet on.
Yeah. Of course, it is Raiders town, so maybe they're gonna start doing that. But keep our eyes open for goofy ones. If we find some, I'll text you. If we find something random, I'll text you.
But like,
if we.
So like in the Super Bowl, you can bet all sorts of weird stuff. So one of my favorite things, bet in the Super Bowl, if you want a random story on prop betting, is
we do.
Will there be a safety? Okay.
Yeah.
So I make a lot of what I call the bridge jumper bets, where you bet like so much money to win a little bit of money. And I call them bridge jumpers because you'll want to jump off a bridge when you lose. So, like, I would bet something like, I don't know, I think it was like $500 to win maybe $20. So I risked $500 to win 20, that there would be no safety in the Super Bowl. And sure enough, first play of the game, they didn't even know how to snap the ball. You remember this in the Super Bowl where Manning was quarterback, and on the first play of the game, they snapped the ball over his head for a safety, and I lost on the first play, $500.
That would suck.
Wow.
Oh, I laughed. I mean, you have to laugh at that point. It's something so ridiculous and such a stupid bet, but I was just like, well, how often does a football game have a safety?
Okay, well then let me ask you that. Since you bet a lot on games, do you think betting so much on games takes the fun out of it or adds more fun to it?
It adds more fun to it.
Okay, yeah. Because sometimes I feel like with fantasy football, it like takes the fun out of it. Because like when you're, because like it makes more games interesting. Because some games you wouldn't be interested if you had no involvement to it. I guess same thing with gambling. But it's just like when they don't do well, it's like wow. And then I wasn't sure if it was like the same effect with gambling.
Yeah, I guess so.
It is for me. I'm more of a square than anything else, and so whenever I'm betting, I'm just doing it for some bullshit to root for. You know, just give me something stupid to root for, and then I have a target.
So do you like when you bet on stuff? Do you do a lot of research, or is it just more like like in your gut?
No, when I bet on stuff, I do it again because I want something to root for, or because I'm emotionally hedging.
Oh, okay.
So
yeah.
If it's like this game, I'm a Browns fan too. So this game, I really don't give two shits about, other than it's a division rival. So I guess I want the Bengals to lose. But if I really wanted to be interested in this game, I might bet Jamar Chase over 5.5 catches, and then scream like holy hell at him the entire game to, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and I'm not so much like that. I bet seriously. Although sometimes I'll bet for fun as well, especially when I'm in Vegas.
Yes, I should bet the 4,000 for the game to not go to overtime.
I've made bets like that before. Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're due for a tie, though.
If it goes to overtime, that 1 point for the Raiders will definitely be a lot more of a big deal.
There you go. That's true. A tie, you win. That's true. I didn't think of that. We did have a tie last week.
Yeah. What about these first scoring play type?
Let's see. Do they have?
They have safeties on here. 5,000.
TD scorers. Okay.
I've been looking for the field goals missed prop. They have longest field goals.
Do you guys think that really good teams are easier to predict or harder to predict, or vice versa? Or bad teams easier to predict or harder to predict?
I would say they're all the same. I don't think it. Well, I would say it doesn't matter. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. What do you think, Andy?
I don't have any handle on the NFL this year with good teams, bad teams, or middling teams.
It's weird.
I don't know who's what. Yeah, I don't know who's what.
I don't either. Like, it is hard. I cannot remember a season where so many teams will look incredible one week. I mean, I'm a Browns fan. I watched them play Cincinnati, and Cincinnati's pretty decent, and I watched them shellac them. Yeah, and then we just watched the Browns play New England, and it's like, okay, I throw my arms up sometimes.
Yeah.
Well, I think Baker Mayfield plays really well against the Bengals. I forget that before the game, and then after the game, I'm like, you know what? This is familiar. This guy, like, I only see like his highlight reel when I watch him play the Bengals.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, whenever he retires, every single play that they show at his retirement ceremony, Bengals defenders in the background chasing. What about this longest field goal made prop? That jumps out to me because you're in a dome, and the Bengals kicker has a massive leg, and got evenly matched teams. That kind of calls out to me.
How long is it? I don't see how long it is.
It says 46.5.
That's really not that long at all.
No, it's not. I wonder if they've made those shorter this year because so many coaches
Are going for it again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go for it on fourth down now. I wonder if they shrink some of those because of the 40s. That seems low.
That just seems like something fun to root for. I might just do that just for the fun of it.
Yeah, and I don't think it's so bad. Yeah.
So here's
There we go.
I'm looking at a different page, I think, but here's a fun bet for you if you're looking for a hedger. Bengals
Yeah.
under 24.5 points.
Okay, what's that?
24.5. Okay.
Under 24.5 points.
I'd say
Sure.
that's a good
Yeah,
because
but
if they lose, they're scoring like 17. I feel like, or below.
Yeah,
I guess.
that's right.
So that's a safe bet.
I mean, it's safe as relative. You know, they
Well,
could
yeah.
lose 37-31, or
That's true,
you know,
that's
you
true.
never know. But
I assume that's
I'm
where
just
they get the
looking for the
number
one-
too.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, what about these winning margins bets? I feel like my emotional state is just crying out for a win margin bet.
If you want to gamble, that's fine.
I'll win by 43. Okay.
Okay, these are dumb bets. Is what you're saying? So
I
like,
don't like them.
what if I just did like the win by 1-6, the win by 7-12, and then take the Raiders minus 13.5, right? Like I could just stack up all those odds.
Oh, you're
And
trying to
then,
middle
like,
it.
become positive.
And if the Bengals lose a heartbreaker, then you're just going to be miserable.
Yeah, that's true.
If the Bengals lose by like a last-second field goal.
Not if you took that other field goal bet.
Right.
Yeah. It's a really, I just need to bet a lot on the field goal. And then I'll be the only person cheering. Like, it would be the weirdest thing, right? It would be like the end of the game, and then the Raiders line up and hit like a 47-yard field goal, and I'll be like, "Is that 46 or is it 47? Is it 40?" They'll show like 47. I'll go, "Why is this Bengals guy rooting for a field goal?" All right, so these are dumb. Punt props. Oh, no punt props. Yeah. Team to record the most punts.
There you go. Bet the Bengals there.
Neither. I guess they have the same
So
amount.
that you're betting a tie on the punts.
Yeah.
Largest lead of the game. That sounds fun.
Yeah. Over 14.5 for the largest lead. Or you do under.
Ooh. 14.5. I would go under.
You think about that, Ward? Is that
Largest lead, huh? And it's what, 14.5?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that does seem high. Wonder if that's normal for a point game. I've never really looked into those before, but that does seem high. 14.5 for a game that has no point spread, basically.
Right.
I like that you're getting the hook there too. Oh, 14-0 is a bad start. You're still alive. Yeah, that seems reasonable.
And in the notes. Fourth down conversions. That's interesting.
You can bet on anything. Will the game be tied again after 0-0?
You can bet on the tie. Oh, here we go. Safety. Minus 2,000 on the safety.
What's that?
Minus 2,000 on the no safety.
No safety minus 2,000. That's a good bet. Nobody wants to bet that though. I don't think safeties are. Just go and put $2,000 on that, and then if you win, you win $100. And if you lose, yeek.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because I feel like if the Bengals lose, I'm already going to feel that. make the whole trip pointless. All right. Okay, so I think we got a plan. Hey, you got any other that you want to look into, Josh? I know what I'm doing. For the field goal, and I'm going to go Burrow interception.
Definitely take a couple of weird ones like that, though. It should be fun to take some weird ones.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll definitely do those two, and then probably like one of those blowout scenario ones. I'll have to double check.
Yeah. I think I might look into the largest lead and then the Bengals under a certain point. I feel like that accomplishes kind of the goal, right? Because if they're scoring under 24 and a half, they're probably going to lose. But so I'm covered. Or no, if they lose, they're probably scoring less than 24 and a half. But it's possible for them to win and me to win. So that's a nice number.
Yeah.
Offense is fun. So both teams score 35 points is 11-1.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Oh.
I can kind of see that though.
Why not take like both teams to score 25?
Yeah, you get odds on that too.
Yeah. I'll write that one down.
I was just trying to find one that's like a long shot that you would go nuts if you want.
Yeah, that's a good one because if I did that in the field goal, then it's sort of like I'm not really. That doesn't really turn on who wins or loses. It's just like random stuff. I'll get you that.
Because I feel like at some point there's going to be a game where the Bengals and whatever team, I thought that was going to be the Browns, but Bengals stopped scoring. But where both teams will score over 30. So I feel like that could be the Raiders because it just seems like it's going to be that type of game. And I feel like the Raiders might have the same effect that Dallas has, where it's like they don't really have home field advantage. I mean, I get it, they're home, but it's Vegas, so it's like you're gonna have a lot of people coming in from out of town. Because it's kind of funny in Dallas, like when they play against like the Steelers, like Bears, any fan base that has like a really good following, they bring in a lot of fans, so like they kind of lose that home field advantage. And I feel like the first couple of years for Vegas is going to be kind of the same thing for them. But I just see it being like one of those games where it just they could both score over 30, or at least I hope. But I kind of felt the same way about the Browns, but the Browns just really beat us pretty good. So
that's a good point about the Vegas home field. I didn't really. That's true. They probably do. Maybe that was worth a point or two, and that's maybe why the spread is not as far over as I thought it would be. So, because the Chargers have that problem right now too, where they basically get no fans.
Yeah,
I mean, not that the Raiders get no fans, but it's going to be probably a pretty reasonable split.
Well, it was crazy because
I don't think it would be as bad as the Chargers because I think that Raiders fans will still support the team, whereas the Chargers kind of picked up and left town and alienated their fan base.
Right.
I think the Raiders are their team moving.
Yeah, but it's gonna be interesting. I can't wait to see it. I feel like it's gonna have that party atmosphere though. It's gonna be more. I don't know. I guess that's like the difference between college and like I guess professionals, because I feel like college always has that kind of like high school feel to it, where it's like. Whereas I feel like Vegas is gonna have like more of like a party vibe. Because are we gonna be sitting by a DJ or all right? Never mind. That would have been if we got the Sunday night game, I guess.
I don't know. They might have a DJ. They have that atrium there, and when they had their opening game, Steve Aoki was there. So I would not be shocked if there was a DJ or something went on near our seats. So you watch the game. I guess are you going to B-Dubs this weekend? Game might be on
probably.
There. Yeah, well, if they show the Raiders game, I guess it'll be the second.
I'll be looking for you.
Second back games. Yeah, look for me when you show the DJ. See some guy going wild. That's me. All right. Well, yeah, I think we're all set. You know, I might start sending you feverish text, Ward, as game time. But if you
Hey,
give
that's
me a
fine.
big, you hit me up with a big winner, I'll cut you in like 1% or 2. If I lose, that's on.
No need. It's okay. Uh,
Thanks again, guys, for calling in, and those
Yeah.
watching. Right. So thanks for checking us out. Please please comment. Let us know what you want to bet. You know, maybe we'll look for betting tips there after late Saturday night or something.
okay.
So thanks again, and hope you guys catch us later. Out.
All right. Bye, Eric.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.